Aloha and welcome to the KupunaWiki radio show. This month we'll be talking about health and wellness. And in studio we have Dr. Theresa Wee, and we'll be discussing a family approach to health. KupunaWiki is Hawaii's senior resource. We talk to the best local professionals in the state regarding topics such as real estate, senior housing, estate planning, finance, and health, so that our Kupuna families can find the best resources in the midst of a life transition. We strive to make sure our seniors are informed and supported every step of the way. Thanks for joining us again today. I'm Brandon Lau,
And I'm Andrew Leon.
your host for the KupunaWiki radio show.
Our title sponsor for today is Cheney Brooks Choice Advisors, providing the best real estate information so you can make the most informed decisions. As they like to say, real estate is about choice. To contact them, call 753-9033.
And now we have our real estate tip of the week brought to you by Cheney Brooks Choice Advisors.
Hotel condos are properties commonly found in and around the Waikiki area of Honolulu. Hotel condos offer a variety of benefits to investors and owners alike. Such benefits include easy-to-manage short-term rentals, full access to hotel amenities and services, flexible living arrangements, and more. Hotel condos offer many favorable potential benefits depending on your needs. However, hotel condos are also subject to additional fees that many residential properties are not. Deciding whether or not a hotel condo will best fit your needs should be carefully considered. Be sure to contact your Cheney Brooks Choice Advisor for more information to help you decide whether or not the investment is right for you.
For more information on hotel condominiums or any other real estate matter, contact Cheney Brooks Choice Advisors at 753-9033. Again, today in the studio we have Dr. Theresa Wee. She's a pediatrician with the Wee Wellness Center.
Yes.
Yes, and welcome back.
Thank you. Thank you for having me back again.
We're so excited to have you on the show. And you know, the last time we did feature one of your passions, and that is walk with the dog.
Yes.
But we know that's just one aspect of how you desire to make the community and families healthier. And so today we want to kind of get down to the focus of how to be healthy as a family. And
Yes.
I think that's one thing that you've always emphasized in your practice and in your community service. But I know that you're also focused on it because you're writing about it.
Yes, I am.
So share with us a little bit about this idea.
Well, today in America, 2 out of 3 Americans are either overweight or obese. The Surgeon General has now declared obesity the #1 health problem in America. Obesity causes diabetes, kidney problems, heart disease, really everything. And one way to think about this is we need to start with our new young children, the new families, the new generation coming up. We need to combat, we need to prevent this trend. And here in Hawaii, we have 2 or 3 generations living together. So I think it's so important for the kapunas are the ones who are watching the children. And I'm a grandmother of 4 grandchildren, and you just want to spoil them. But I think it's important for not only the parents but the kapunas to hear that we really need to have consistency, schedules. We need to have that reinforcement so that the entire family and all generations become healthier.
Now I know you're passionate about preventing childhood obesity in particular as a pediatrician, but I guess a lot of the current mode of thinking is how can I be healthy for myself?
Right.
How can I do things for myself on a weekly basis? But they don't always incorporate others or family for that matter.
Right,
in the process.
And a lot of times, the poor mom, she says, oh, I had these babies and now I'm putting on weight, and she's tried different diets and she hasn't lost weight, and she's yo-yo weight back and forth. So she's getting frustrated, her husband's getting more unhealthy, and the children are seeing how she keeps failing, and they're confused, like, okay, what about us? Help us. The kids are looking for guidance.
So rather than just thinking of it in the terms of self-help, it's
Yes.
maybe family help.
Exactly.
Right.
And that's the whole point of my book is looking at the entire family, and by everyone working together and supporting one another, you're going to achieve so much more, not only physically, but the emotional, the spiritual. You as a family will be more connected. Your marriage will be more connected. Your relationships with your grandchildren and your children, everything is improved.
Right.
And what I found is that depression is lifted and you just feel happier. And a lot of what I'm teaching is talking about living in the present moment, being mindful. So we do a lot of mindfulness in our family obesity sessions. So,
Dr. Lee, why do you think there hasn't been a lot of discussion on being healthy as a family, doing it together? What do you think is the cause of that? Is it just not something we typically think about, or is it too difficult of a subject when you have 5 people to help versus 1?
I think it is overwhelming, and I even searched for family approaches, and I didn't see anything out there in the literature. So just going on my experience as a mother of 4 young active children, I was a full-time working physician in private practice. My husband was my business partner. And I'm just going back on my own experiences. The kids are driving me crazy. I thought, I'm a professional. I can do 2 things well. I'm a pediatrician. I can be a good mom. But it all came crashing down when I was about 40 years old. For over a year, I just felt overwhelmed, anxious. And I finally, after a year, I couldn't sleep, couldn't eat. I self-diagnosed. I said, I think I'm depressed. I saw my friend who's a psychiatrist. She goes, oh my goodness, you're depressed.
So it sounds like it maybe crept up on you.
It did.
There wasn't a traumatic event that caused it. It just kind of slowly came in.
Yeah, can you imagine making 6 lunches, 6 breakfasts, 6 dinners? Everyone's hungry. Where's my food? Do the homework, get the bath.
Right.
And I'm like, oh my God. And all my kids are like developing bad habits and getting fat. I'm like, oh my gosh.
On top of that, you're working, 50, 60 hours a week at your practice?
6 days a week.
6 days a week.
On call 24/7, and I was going crazy.
So, you obviously thought about what you were experiencing, and then, like you said, you self-diagnosed.
Yeah.
So tell me about that. How did you come to that awareness?
Well, I knew something was wrong. I was losing weight. I just didn't feel good and wasn't myself. And I just want to encourage, there is no shame. I know in Asian families, you cannot tell people you're depressed. But I just want to put it out there that sometimes you do need help, and don't be afraid to ask for it. But I want to share my experience so that others can seek help. And in this book, you don't have to work with me, but I'm going to give you hope and encouragement and the tools so that you as a family can open the book and do it together.
That's great. You mentioned something, the fact that the Asian culture maybe has certain ways of what should and shouldn't be communicated. I know that in my family, there's certain things that you just don't talk about.
Yes.
Right? And whether it's good or bad, it's just how it is.
Yeah.
So I can see how maybe setting goals as a family or communicating as a family is a little foreign. Like being in a different culture. Yeah. It's just not something you do, right?
But this is America.
Right.
So, I'm trying to break through that barrier and say, no, we need to keep that family unit strong. This is the basis for our society. We need to get back to old-fashioned family meals.
Well, when we come back, I want you to share more about how we as a family can set goals and the things that we should aspire to together.
Yeah, sounds great.
Right after this commercial break.
Welcome back. If you're just joining us, we have Dr. Theresa Wee with Wee Wellness Center. And in the first segment, we just kind of touched upon what the latest developments that's been happening with you. Everyone knows you as Walk with the Doc.
Yes.
You have also Walk with the Future Doc, which is in Kakako with the med students there.
Yes, so that's every 4th Sunday from 9 to 10.
Yes, and so it's gaining traction. There's a lot of people. When people come to like this just past expo that we had, the senior expo.
Oh yeah.
There were a couple people that I ran into that said, "Oh yeah, I've done the Walk with the Doc."
Oh, that's wonderful.
So that's great that it's getting out there.
Yeah.
And so I know that you have a couple of new things that you have coming up. One is the book that you're writing.
Yes.
Number 2, you said that you're going to start doing Dance with a Dog.
Yeah, so from April to September, we had Hike with a Dog once a month, every second Saturday. But because of the rainier season, I said, I think we're going to do Dance with a Dog. And so we're going to have our very first Dance with a Dog October 12th. So every second Saturday, it will be at Potadura Dance Studio in Waipio Gentry. The owners, Wendy and Jeremy Gilbert, have been very generous, and they're opening up their studio from 5 to 6 p.m. And it's free. You can be a total beginner, 2 left feet, but...
Or 2 right feet.
Yeah. And we're just going to, my special guest is Dr. Jennifer King. She's a sports medicine doctor and a dancer. And so she'll give a 5-minute health tip, we'll warm up, and then we'll do a new genre of dance each month. And it'll last for 1 hour.
I mean, that's great. I mean, you have so much going on. And then now to tackle this new task of writing a book.
Yes.
How did that come about? And how do you have time to do all that? And at the same time, you're still...
I still see
seeing
patients.
Yeah. So tell us, how did this come about in your idea of writing a book? And then we can dive into what the book is about and things you can share.
I think my passion has always been to really help families, because I, as a mother of 4 young children, had experienced many difficulties. I thought I was a professional. I could be a really good full-time mom and a really good pediatrician, but I realized I couldn't do it all. I'm not Wonder Woman. And after reprioritizing, I realized the key was to work with my husband and my children and my in-laws and my parents. And so when everyone understood that if they could all help me and teach, help me with the cooking or grocery shopping and preparing meals, we could all eat healthier. If we all did chores together, we would have more free time together. We made it a point to, really do more family activities. And I think when my kids were growing up, we were the only house on the block without a Xbox, or what do you call that?
Yeah. That's an Xbox, yeah. A game station.
Yeah. And we didn't have cable. We were like the last house to have a cable.
Oh. Do you have an antenna? I'm just kidding.
Yeah, so
the focus was on, just doing things as a family, and that created a stronger bond.
It created a stronger bond, and to this day, my husband passed away 9 years ago, suddenly and unexpectedly, but now my 4 children are in their 30s, and I think they're relatively healthy, and everyone survived this, and I'm very proud of them.
So Dr. Wee, when you mentioned you started doing things with the family, was this something you realized after going through that short bout of depression?
I think so.
Yeah.
I realized, I can't do this on my own, and I had to talk to my husband, I had to talk to the kids. Hey, you guys got to do you got to clean your bathroom, you got to do that, you got, so it made them take, responsibility.
Right.
So again, this has been a passion of mine, and when I counsel my families, I'm using a lot of experience that I've shared. So it's really natural that I said, you know what, I got to write a book. And this year, Aloha Care insurance company, they had a community intervention program. They gave me a grant, so I actually conducted 3 big family cohorts this year. And amazing results, and the families are continuing to be engaged. And actually this Saturday we're having an alumni event. Sam Choi is going to be my guest speaker.
Oh wow.
And we're bringing all the participants together just as a final celebration.
Yeah, Sam Choi actually looks pretty good these days.
Yes, so he has a good testimony.
Right.
Why don't you share a little bit about, in your book, what families can do together that will, I mean, it's tough. I mean, I'm guilty, with my family. After work, coming home, I'm just tired, and I know having dinner as a family is an important part.
Yes.
Again, I'm guilty of that, because we feeding the baby. After that, it's like you go straight to shower, and then so we don't have that family dinner and that discussion. It's sitting in front of the TV and eating dinner, and so I know that's bad. So what are some things that families can do together?
So I think the secret to all of this is having routines and schedules and meal times and bedtimes, but this applies to the entire family. So what we have to do is we have to sit down as a family and decide. We have to set small, achievable goals. And so that's what we teach participants. That's what you'll learn in this book, how to set those goals. We call it SMART goals.
What are a few simple goals that you recommend?
Like eat dinner without the TV on. Decrease the sugary sweetened beverages drinking, just drink water and milk. Get to bed at a reasonable time. Just really simple things.
And these are all things that as a family you can keep each other accountable to.
Exactly.
Right.
And celebrate those little successes. There's no such thing as a forbidden food. So I tell them, maybe on Friday night, if everyone's been good, go to Baskin and Robbins and have an ice cream. But don't buy the gallon from Costco at home. But you see what I'm saying is moderation. That's what I try to stress, because we have to have a program that will be a lifetime change.
Right. So goal setting is one thing.
Yes.
As a family. The second part, though, is a little more difficult, and that is how do you stay accountable to those goals? And what are some tips or thoughts you have on that matter?
I think number one is there's going to be obstacles when you just don't feel like, oh, I know we said we're going to do a family walk, but I don't feel like it. But, and if you don't do it, don't beat yourself up. Say, okay, tomorrow we'll do it. And so I think it's really being kind to yourself and being kind to others. In other words, just shake it off. And it's a new day, and Dr. Lee says we can do this, so we're going to get back on course tomorrow.
Yeah, I think it's so true. Sometimes we're a little too hard on ourselves.
We are,
right?
and so that's one of the homeworks that we give our family groups is you have to give a nice compliment to a family member 10 times this week.
Oh.
Like have you ever told your wife, thank you for cooking dinner, or I really appreciate you, honey. You're doing great getting the kids ready for school in the morning.
Guilty.
Andrew, I have Andrew.
But what I'm saying is, let's learn to be thankful for what we have, thankful for the family and that we have around ourselves, and when we have this attitude, it makes life so much better.
Now, knowing that this book deals with doing things in the family,
Yes.
what are some of the obstacles that would prevent one from actually accomplishing goals as a family?
I think first off, both mom and dad, or whoever the guardians are, in many families I have the grandparents being the guardians, but the guardians have to be aligned and agree and present a united front. That's the first thing. If not, I recommend marriage counseling.
And that's a different book.
That's a different book. But once the parents understand that and respect you, they will follow.
Right.
So first, the leaders have to get their act together, just like a football team or whatever, offensive, defensive coach. Everybody got to agree. Otherwise, if you're not in agreement, the kid's going to say, you know what, they don't know, they don't have their act together, I'm just going to do whatever I want.
So it sounds like maybe having premeditated conversations first before
Most
you
definitely.
present something to the whole family?
Most definitely.
Yeah.
Also, one of the things that we did as a family every night, we would talk about the day every night. We would all 6 of us would sit down. Each child had to say something about their day, and we would also, as mom and dad, say something. And, we did this until they were in high school, and they go, oh my God, I'm a junior in high, yeah, you gotta talk about the day.
Right.
But I think it was good because we all kind of kept in contact, and that was a good time for family discussions. Okay, this is what's gonna happen, we're gonna have this new change, and, so it was good to just keep the family together, talking.
And on the same page.
And on the same page.
I was thinking about that the other night because we also have these family discussions.
Yes.
Sometimes we share highs and lows, But what's interesting is I think we as parents sometimes think, well, I can't really share too much with my children because they're not going to understand. But I'm surprised at how much they get,
They do.
you know, and kind of prepares them for maybe some of the more complex problems they may encounter, and you know,
Yeah.
whether it's relational challenges or even things at work. You know?
You'd be surprised. I mean, I just saw a lot of 12 and 15-month-olds, and I said, no, you're going to stop your baba. And they're over there crying, you know, and I'm, oh, you know, they really understand.
Right.
They know, they can read your body language and the tone of your voice. But what we did with our kids is, especially at dinner time, I didn't realize they were listening, but I would be talking politics with my husband, you know, and then they once they said, can we go to that political rally? Can we hold up sign? You know, like all of a sudden, you know, they're, you know, and I want them to be
Involved,
a good
civically
citizen.
engaged,
Yes.
yeah. Right.
So they're seeing it in real life.
Mhm.
So there's so many benefits, and all the studies show if you have parents who are involved, they're less likely to smoke, do drugs, get pregnant, teen pregnancies, better grades in school. I mean, just the whole world opens up for them.
Right. Now, Dr. Lee, what happens in the case where let's say somebody doesn't have family?
Mhm.
You know, maybe they've passed or they're just
Mhm.
not here geographically to support
Mhm.
them. I mean, what happens in that situation?
I think if you're a single parent,
Right.
I think you could still be connected as a, quote, smaller family.
Right.
So a lot of the principles would still apply. I would say, you know, if you're a single mom, it would be good to have male role models for your son. Say he can go into Boy Scouts, or if you have a daughter and it's a dad taking care of a daughter, you know, she can attend Girl Scouts or dance lessons, that kind of stuff. So really, it does take a village to kind of help raise our kids, but we really have to pay attention, because those formative years, like from 2 to 6, are so important to develop those good habits.
Right. Right. Dr. Lee, what would you like to see happen as a result of this new book? What can you envision?
I would like to have families really thinking hard about, we do need to make changes. There's so much information out there, but Dr. Wee has a plan. It's simple, easy to understand, and it's fun. Why don't we get the book? Let's look at it.
Right.
Let's see if it's worth trying.
Mhm.
And they can always call me if they have questions, because I'm here in Hawaii.
Right.
So that would be my wish, is for parents to just begin thinking about working as a family towards better health.
Mhm. And do you see any like follow-up classes or workshops as a result of this?
I'm hoping. I'm trying to work with other physicians, and I'm already getting some referrals. So hopefully in the future I can start to do more family obesity sessions.
Mhm.
But again, you know, a lot of this has to do with cost and
Right,
time, and
right.
but first I want to just, you know, have a book where people can just look and get some ideas and just kind of get a little bit motivated.
You know, I'm very excited to hear and read this book. Share with us, when might we expect this?
Well, it is going to be completed November 4th. November 6th to 8th, I go to Washington, D.C. for the Kindle book unveiling.
Right.
And then it'll be available, and perhaps next year it will be published. Yeah.
That's great. And so we can probably go to Amazon,
Yes,
see if it's available.
yes, after November 8th.
I know you said the title is confidential right now.
Yes.
But we can always look up Dr. Theresa
Yes,
Wee,
yes,
right, as
yes.
the author.
Yeah.
Oh, that's wonderful. We're so looking forward to reading your book.
Yes, and tell the Kupunas to get it. They can share it with their children and grandchildren.
Yes. Now, before
Yes.
we let you go, I wanted to see if there's any upcoming event that you wanted to let people know about. I know you can always go to wewellnesscenter.com, but
Yes.
anything in particular?
No?
No? Okay. Well, you go
just the book
to
unveiling.
okay. But if they go to wewellnesscenter.com, it has a calendar of the different walks
Yes.
and the activities.
Yes, dance with a dog,
Dance
walk with a
dog,
future dog.
Walk with a future dog.
Mhm.
So again, that's WEE wellnesscenter.com.
Yes.
And Theresa, if they wanted to reach out to you or your practice, how can they do that?
Yeah, they can just call me 677-9988. I'm there at my office.
That's so great. Well, thank you so much, Dr. Theresa Wee.
Thank you.
Thank you for everything you do for the community.
Oh, thank you.
Coming up next, we have our KupunaWiki Classic Trivia. And now we have our KupunaWiki Classic Trivia brought to you by Cheney Brooks Choice Advisors.
Prior to the mid-1960s, Aloha Tower was ranked the tallest building on Oahu that stood about 184 feet. Up until the late 90s, the tallest building on Oahu stands at about 429 feet. What is the name of this building?
For a chance to win a Long's gift card, be the first person to call us with the correct answer at 808-792-5188.
Again, we'd like to thank this segment sponsor, Cheney Brooks Choice Advisors, providing you with the best real estate information so you can make the most informed decisions. As they like to say, real estate is about choice. To contact them, call 753-9033.
Remember, you can always find out more information about all of our service providers or about upcoming events by going to KupunaWiki.com or even calling us at 808-792-5188. Well, thanks again for joining us today on the KupunaWiki Radio Show, Hawaii's senior resource. We strive to make sure our seniors are informed and supported every step of the way. Again, I'm Brandon.
And I'm Andrew.
And we'll see you back next time on the KupunaWiki Radio Show.